Okay, well, thank you everyone for joining today from, I presume, near and from far. I'm going to talk about bringing your reporting to life with instant PowerPoint infographics. We've plenty of time at the end of our webinar for any questions, so please feel free to, you can either type them into the chat box or wait till the end, type them in, and then we can be happy to answer them at the end of the presentation. Okay, so a little bit about eTabs as a company. We've been around now for a good number of years. We've specialized in sort of reporting predominantly for the market research industry, in the area of sort of reporting and automation, data visualization, online dashboards. That's our whole sort of niche area, and we've got plenty of experience in that. We've won a number of awards over the years, both from within the industry itself and nationally. Went to visit Her Majesty at Buckingham Palace to receive the Queen's Award for Enterprise, which was really lovely, a special experience. We're an international company, head office here in where I'm sitting at the moment, and we have teams across the world, Europe, North America, Auckland, New Zealand, and this way we can provide support around the clock to clients whenever and wherever they may be and may need us. So let's start off by considering what's the actual objective in mind when we want something to be more visual. Are we just interested in a nice graphical representation of the data from a study, or do we want to be able to tell a story that gets the relevant points across in a way anyone can understand? This wonderful looking fruit bowl looks great. I wouldn't mind having it right now. But can you really see what's in it? So this artistic concept from Ursus Werley, and I hope I pronounced his name right, really caught my attention. It's simple, yet such an incredibly powerful and thought-provoking idea of giving a more genuinely visual idea of what's in the picture. And I'll show you here a couple more of his examples. They're really so vivid. Nice bouquet of flowers. And what really went into that? Here's your constituent ingredients. And another example. Beautiful. Wish we could have that here in London. And now organizing the contents of that picture a little bit more vividly. And finally, every time I look at these examples, I find them quite insightful and inspiring. There's so much more to a picture than meets the eye. So let's put that idea aside for a moment and think about how typical data reporting is delivered. Regardless of whether the results are being delivered in an interactive dashboard, online or offline, or a set of PowerPoint charts and slides, more often than not, we're busy sort of using heavy graphs and bombarding the audience with hundreds of numbers and expecting the actual nuggets to just blatantly jump off the page. Now contrast that, let's call it the traditional method of portraying data, with something like this: infographical representation. So infographics are great. You can design them manually or use one of the many apps and websites that offer them and paste them into your PowerPoint presentation. But what we're about to look at today is really quite unique. Vizualz is a plugin that integrates within PowerPoint itself and lets you create and insert data-driven infographics. So not just a pretty icon or visualization that you then have to painstakingly fiddle with and resize or fill with color, or overlay one in another image, but actually a dynamically generated visualization that's built for you instantly based on the data value or values you wish it to represent. Let's have a look and see that in action. Vizualz is an incredible extension to PowerPoint that allows you to create many unique style charts and infographics incorporating imagery, icons, and brand logos and populate them with data. As you can see, Vizualz is embedded directly into PowerPoint. Here's our Vizualz toolbar at the top of the screen. Let's start off by creating a new visual or infographic element. We have several types that we can choose from. For now, we'll use a filled image. Filled images allow us an icon or a picture and fill it according to the appropriate value. Vizualz comes preloaded with over 350 different icons, but of course, you can also import your own icons, brand logos, and full color pictures. In this example, we're using a picture of an Orango bottle, a fictional drink brand. Select the relevant design options, as well as whether you would like to include any data labels, access labels, or titles. Insert the data value and just click OK. Vizualz has inserted the bottle onto the screen directly into our slide. All visuals remain fully editable, so that means we can change any of the parameter and design options or the values themselves. In our case, I want to change the value to 49%, as well as change the empty part of our visual to a faded look, to grayscale. Vizualz also has a library where you can save all of the Vizualz elements that you create. Vizualz will remember your preferred design and parameter choices, so you can save time should you wish to reuse them on other slides or projects. I'm going to make a map now that I save to my library. We'll start off by entering the data for the various countries, which I copy and pasted from Excel. I'm also using a previously saved rule that changes the color of the regions of the map based on the data values. And when I click OK, you can see it instantly inserts that map with the given data. Imagine how long that would have taken to do manually. Another neat feature is a visualization that is actually made up of multiple visuals. We can update the data each of them at the same time. And shown here, I have a data store, which is similar to a data sheet of a standard chart in PowerPoint. I simply copy and paste my data into this data store, and each of the visuals are updated one by one. Here you can see the final result on the slide. Vizualz also has a feature called slide templates. Slide templates allow you to save complete slide designs into your library, whether they include visuals or even a mix of standard PowerPoint charts, tables, text boxes, images, and so on. Those designs and layouts are saved into the slide template library, so you can reuse them in any presentation that you're working on. Vizualz comes preloaded with several example slide templates to give you inspiration and help you kickstart your own slide designs. In this example, I will go and insert from one of my personal slide templates where I have my Orango slide saved and insert the recommendations slide into the presentation. Once the slide is inserted from the library, everything remains fully editable. You can change the images, the colors, or any of those parameters that you're using in the visuals. And again, of course, edit the actual values themselves. All libraries and visuals can be shared across an entire team, making collaboration and standardization across teams and organizations really easy. Here are some of the default slide layouts templates that come included within Vizualz, and of course you can add any number of your own preferred layouts, whether for specific project types, specific clients, or just corporate standards from across your company or your clients. So to summarize the different types of visuals, we have proportionally filled images, logos, pictures, and icons, as you can see here, colored based on their percentage value. We have repeated images, so depicting a percentage as a repeated set of images out of 100. We have proportionally sized images based on percentage values, so you see the 70% male, 30% female, but they're accurately proportionally set. We have traditional gauges and dials where a needle or pointer indicates the value within a range. Also, a whole variety of international maps, automatically highlighting states, regions, or countries. Using conditional rules, these can be filled with color or labeled with indicators or values as well. And as standard, there are maps within Vizualz for all different countries, all different continents, and so on. and you can add your own as well. We have conditional signals that adjust automatically based on values. That's great for like warnings and highlighting changing KPIs and values. You could use like traffic lights type approach and so on. We have pictographic bar charts. And we've got word clouds. And there's a whole myriad of options for how the word cloud comes out, what colors, what fonts, what sizes, and so on, what shape even. Finally, Vizualz integrates seamlessly with eTabs' other reporting solutions. In particular, our automated PowerPoint charting products, Graphic and Enterprise, essentially providing the ability to automatically push your data into PowerPoint slides, into charts, into tables, and even, as we'll see now, infographics via Vizualz here. So I've selected the 59%, and as you can see, choosing my image, and immediately pushes it straight into that image, just with a couple of clicks. One more time. There you go. Now, our team is always available to help you. We've just shown our data viz and infographics tools that can transform your data into powerful, more visually attractive stories than just traditional charts. We have automated charting solutions for Microsoft Office products like PowerPoint, as well as Google Slides. They will literally bring a smile to your face as you watch entire decks be populated in a fraction of the time and effort of doing it manually, and that reassurance of automated accuracy. And that's great for any type of project that's repetitive in some way, across multiple markets, multiple regions, multiple categories, divisions, departments, people, whatever it may be, or you need to update the same report every time, every month, every quarter, every year, and so on. A full online dashboard creation service too, taking care of the setup, hosting, security, admin, and updates. And finally, we offer a cloud-based extension to Tableau, Power BI, and other dashboard products that provide fully editable branded PowerPoint exports, something that's not natively possible in those third-party solutions. So extending their capabilities to really make them quite helpful. Well, thank you for your time today. I hope you found this presentation helpful and thought-provoking. Please feel free to reach out for any advice. Stay safe and well, and happy to take any questions that you may have now. If you just want to type those into the chat box. You can see our web address on the slide as well. Email address to reach out directly. Okay, first question. You mentioned integration with your automated charting software. Can you explain more about what that does? Yes, so don't we have a service that will take a template, let's say a PowerPoint template or Google Slides template, and take data, usually in Excel, and essentially do a mail merge to get that data into your charts, leaving you with fully editable charts and so on. So in the same way as we're able to pull data straight into charts in a PowerPoint or a Google presentation, we can also pull data into these visuals automatically. So if you need these same visuals, the infographics being updated on a regular basis, then or repeated over and over, then you could have that in a template and then automatically feed the data into them. Next question. What versions of PowerPoint does Vizualz work with? So all versions of PowerPoint, I believe, from 2013 or 2016 and up, more recent. That's PC versions of PowerPoint. Another question, can you import any images from the web? Can they then be used to create the visuals? Yes, basically, yeah, you can, if you find a nice image that you want on the web, you could copy that, save as, and then import it into a presentation. Of course, you have to be concerned about copyright if you're just putting things off the web. But yes, basically any images can be pulled into your presentations. Absolutely. Are there any limitations on image file types that can be imported? No limits as such, but you can import any standard image file types. We prefer PNG files with a transparent background. They just come out, they tend to come out a lot smoother, basically. Any other questions? Yeah. Does there need to be a visual on the slide in order to save it as a slide template? No, it will save whatever you have on the slide, even if there are no visuals. So it's actually quite a useful add-on in its own right that makes it the perfect place to store all your corporate and slide designs, and therefore, yeah, whether those designs as charts or any other objects of PowerPoint or visuals as well in there, that'll work fine. Another question. How do you share a library across a team or even a whole company? Great question. So basically, Vizualz allows you to connect with OneDrive or SharePoint, and admin users can make changes to the library and all users will get the updates. So it's all stored centrally, and then the Vizualz users on their individual PCs access those central libraries in order to save issues like replication, duplication, and so on. Can you import your own maps? Yes, you can. I mean, we tried to cover most standard countries and continents and so on, but obviously there may well be countries where you need to go into more detail than we have. So yes, you can import and adjust them yourselves. Is there a way to specify your default colors? So yes, Vizualz will automatically pick up the default colors and even the fonts from your own theme and slide master within PowerPoint, and therefore, you can also define up to multiple default color schemes and palettes in Vizualz as well. So between the two, you've always got your standard requirements being maintained. Any other questions? Quite a barrage just now, but one more coming in. Waiting for the person to finish typing. Would someone without the extension, I assume you mean the plugin, still be able to edit the data in the infographics? Good question. No. So you need the plugin in order to be able to edit the visuals, but to distribute them, you don't need the plugin. So if my presentation I've created with Vizualz has my infographics in it, and I give that to somebody who doesn't have Vizualz, they'll see it exactly as I made it. They'll see all the visuals, they'll see all the infographics, but they won't be able to edit them. They don't need anything else apart from PowerPoint to see that presentation. But if they want to edit it, then they'll just have to license Vizualz as well. Would you be able to send through the example slides that you showed in the demo portion? Yes, absolutely. We'll have your question on file and your email address, so yeah, we'll send those through to you. Absolutely. But again, you won't be able to edit those visuals, like I just said, unless you have Vizualz installed on your machine. And it's only like £20, $20 per month to subscribe to Vizualz. So really a lot of value for the little bang for your buck, as you might say. So we still have a few more minutes if you have any other questions. Otherwise, please feel free to look at our website, look at the data visualization section. You'll see visuals up there. Reach out to me, reach out to anyone on the ETABS team. We'll be happy to help you. All right. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Stay safe.